Hello, I'm Adrian, and welcome to Fight Scene Breakdown. Today we're taking an in-depth look at the final battle in Blood and Bone and comparing it to Black Widow's fight scene in Civil War. Michael Jai White is one of the most talented and strong martial artists out there, and in this particular fight we get to see his Taekwondo background on display. As you probably know, Taekwondo has a significant focus on kicking, and when you're filming two people who know how to kick, you can get pretty fantastic results. The trick is to stay wide most of the time in order to see the full technique in motion and go slightly off to the side or reposition your fighters to make it look like every kick hits. Take a look at this exchange right here. We're at a low angle and slightly off to the side, as this way when Mr. White goes in for the roundhouses, he doesn't need to kick him that close, and the subsequent jump spin hook kick along with the sweep kick from his opponent look great. Once he's done with his combo, as soon as his opponent begins his roundhouse, we immediately cut to another wide, this time from the side since we don't have to sell any hits at all, and we get to appreciate the awesome 540 kick on display. Compare this to Black Widow's kicking scene in Civil War. The camera is still wide, but bobbles up and down, immediately cuts after only one kick to kind of see the spin hook kick, and once again cuts to show her finish off with a side kick. This happened because they were trying to cover the stunt double's frequent pauses between techniques in the wide, along with the soldiers just standing there waiting to get hit, seen here in the behind the scenes footage. And they also wanted to sneak in a ScarJo shot at the very end so you remember you're supposedly seeing her. But when you're dealing with two talented martial artists, such as in Blood and Bone, you don't need to worry about hiding your fighters behind shaky cam or frequent cuts. As we saw with the Ip Man fight scene breakdown, you get to see real martial arts fundamentals when you narrow down your fighting style. In Blood and Bone, you do get some hand-to-hand choreography including a couple punches and elbows, but by and large the focus lies on the kicks, and specifically Taekwondo kicks. You can tell by their fighting stance. Notice how they square off here? In Taekwondo, this is known as a closed stance because the back leg for both fighters is the same. This is the ideal fighting situation as more techniques are open to you. Also, a big part of Taekwondo is this fighting stance. The idea behind it is that you want to minimize yourself as a target, so you stand off to the side instead of buckling down front and center like a boxer or in Krav Maga. The fight choreography consists of a plethora of awesome kicks you guys have seen, like the jump spin hook kick and plenty of roundhouses, but let's go into stuff that is very Taekwondo. This double kick right here is useful for gaining distance in a fight and is done by launching one roundhouse and before the first one even lands, twisting your body to launch the second. The next technique is a quick front roundhouse, the equivalent of a jab. It's not very strong, but it's fast and useful for setting up follow-up attacks. In this case, the kick, curiously enough, sets up a jab. This spectacular 540 kick actually has the same fundamentals as a tornado kick that Daredevil throws, but as you can see, becomes ludicrously flashy by coming after a spin hook and also aiming the kick extremely high. What follows is the most impressive combo in the fight. It starts with a low roundhouse, which his opponent easily blocks with his own leg, morphs into an attempted axe kick, which is also blocked, but in doing so exposes his stomach, giving him a chance to score a very short, not fully extended side kick, but succeed in pushing the man back a few steps, giving him the space he needed to execute a kick to the man's head. Now take a look at that at full speed. Wow. On Black Widow's side of things, we get to see her high-flying luchadora style immediately. Her first kick is accomplished by using the stunned soldier as a pole to swing in her drop kick to the man behind him. The subsequent push kick and knee take out the soldier by the vehicle. She then goes into a small kicking sequence which includes a standard front kick, the spinning hook kick, and the remnants of a side kick, as although you can't really see the technique clearly, this is exactly the position you end up in after delivering the kick. An important note here is that just like in punching, you should never let your leg just fall down after you kick. You need to bring it back in before you put it on the ground. A quick judo flip later and Black Widow's on her way. It may seem like comparing apples and oranges, but both fight sequences relied very heavily on kicks. But the neat thing is that putting these two sequences side by side brings to light the biggest difference between Hong Kong style action cinema and Western style action cinema. Where in the Hong Kong style the cinematography and the editing is very non-intrusive and the performers bring the flashiness, in Western action cinema it's the exact opposite. The techniques are pretty basic and usually not very fast, but the quick cuts and shaky cam add the extra pizzazz. Of course, I'm not knocking Civil War as a whole, as other sequences in the film, notably Black Panther's, still bring the pain in a clear manner. Join my Patreon to get access to cool behind the scenes stuff and a bunch of other rewards. What did you guys think of the fights? Which fight would you like me to analyze next? Subscribe and you can follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and brand new Facebook fan page, Godzilla Rex. See you next time.